Hi guys, it's me, Dimension Battles, and we have some new cards. And the very first one we have right off the bat is Blue Knight, which looks absolutely insane. I was almost going to make a whole video just dedicated to him, but I thought I'd show us a couple more cards also. So here's Blue Knight, a stage 1 common card with 100 power and 300 defense. I wanted to draw a full Knight body, which is why there's no effect, because I wanted more room to actually draw the legs and everything. The legs could have been a little longer, but I still think it looks pretty sweet. So yeah, this is Blue Knight. I experimented drawing more knights, because if you notice, in my card game, I really haven't drawn a single knight, and almost all card games have knights in it. You know, they're just a staple, or any cartoon or drawings in general usually have knights. So I decided to go with a futuristic theme. So I thought, what would a medieval type knight look like if he got in contact with futuristic technology? So bam, Dimension Battles lore. Here we go. I knew you guys would see this. I mean, I didn't know if you guys saw this coming. So here's what I'm going with, okay? I don't have a script written down, so hopefully this turns out good, okay? So, Frozen Hunter, she's one of, like, my favorite artworks, if you guys didn't know. So, she's from the future, okay? The year, maybe 2055? That sounds pretty cool. So, she's from the year 2055, and back in her land, everybody is reigning with technology. Technology is advanced everywhere, and it's one of the number one things that everybody's after, and thus, it's very expensive. So it's become very popular for the more rich individuals, such as Steam Dragon, another new card I made, which is a stage 2 common 100 power and 300 defense. Maybe I'll just take an intermission break from the lore just to talk about the artwork. So Steam Dragon is just a cool little air dragon guy I made because I thought it would look really cool to draw one. And I didn't really own a lot of dark turquoise, so I just used black to shade, which isn't what I usually do, but it still turned out pretty nice, I like to think. And I decided to make another air type because everybody was saying, what happened to air types? And I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I haven't made an air type in ages, so that's why we have Steam Dragon right here. So he's an older, wiser dragon, and basically the powerful ones, they don't want to have to work for what they want, like the gold bit right there, the cool crown or eyebrow thing. So instead they ask bounty hunters to collect them. So Frozen Hunter has been in the bounty hunter game for a while, but this artifact that Steam Dragon wanted was in the past. So in order for Frozen Hunter to get it, she was going to have to time travel, which was a new technology that hasn't been invented, or that has been invented, but not a lot of people have it. So it took all of her credits, but it would be worth it, because if she did successfully retrieve the artifact that Steam Dragon wants, then it would be worth the reward. So she travels back in time because it would be way more money if she brought in the artifact than the amount she paid for the time travel gizmo. That makes sense. So Frozen Hunter travels back in time in search for the underwater treasure sword, which you can see right here. The underwater treasure sword's effect is you can equip it to a creature, and that creature will lose 100 power, which is a really good ability because it'll just weaken a creature. It's not that good, but I wanted to use more simple abilities for like simple stuff that would still be pretty good and useful for item cards. So yeah. And while she was journeying underwater, she found a vase. And out from the vase, this is back in time, by the way, so everything's a little bit older. And out from the ancient ruins, she's underwater. And she's also an ice type, so Frozen Hunter can breathe underwater, which is pretty good. Because, doesn't have to worry about drowning. So while they're underwater, they won't drown. So that's pretty good. So what ends up happening while they're underwater is she found a vase. And of course, it's a bounty hunter. Or Frozen Hunter's a bounty hunter. Or relic hunter, whatever. So obviously, you want to get it because, more money to make. But out from the vase sprouts Electro Spirit from a vase. So it's a surprise attack. It's a lightning guy underwater, which sounds redundant, but it actually makes sense because lightning spreads through water more easily. So you can easily electrocute Frozen Hunter. So Frozen Hunter gets electrocuted and he's getting absolutely destroyed right now. But luckily, Frozen Hunter's armor has an adaptability feature because, again, it's from the future. So she gets shocked and it kind of weakens her a little bit, stumbles a little bit, but then she's able to adapt and improve. So what she's able to do is now the lightning isn't phasing her anymore, and she's able to smash the vase, which is unfortunate because, the vase is another source of money, but she smashes the vase and then is henceforth able to destroy Electro Spirit from a vase. So we can just get that guy out of here. Goodbye, Electro Spirit from a vase. And then after that, she finally sees the underwater treasure sword. and she decides to pull it out, obviously, because, you know, that's what the bounty's for. You want to pull out the sword. So she sets her cool ice saber down and is picking up the sword, and then she successfully pulls it out. But something happens when she pulls it out. Right as she's pulling it out, she notices that there's something in front of her underwater. She swims out of the or while she's underwater, she notices a shadow creep over from the shore. Wow, that was a good sentence right there. So she sees a shadow creep over from the shore. It's almost like she shells by the seashore. It's almost like a rhyme or something. So she sees the shadow creep over, and then she's like, oh no, this is obviously bad news. You know, foreshadowing an ominous shadow. It's not this fish, by the way, in case you guys think it's the fish or the kelp. It's not that at all. So what she does is she drops the sword on the ground. But luckily she remembers to pick it up, because almost drops it, but then remembers to pick it up, and then she heads up to the surface. And remember, Steam Dragon's still here, so he quickly checks in to see how she's doing, but she can't respond because she's busy. So he doesn't have high hopes right now that she's actually going to be able to do it, you know? It doesn't seem like things are going to work out the greatest. And when she gets up to the surface, she sees a knight, completely just in gray armor. So imagine Blue Knight, but without any of the blue abilities, so it's all gray. And he's there, and it's a medieval knight, and he's doing the whole medieval knight thing, like, you think you can really go in this, you know, like the medieval talk. And then he's there, I'm not going to do a voice the whole time, though. And he's there, and he has this medieval knight outfit, and he's all ready for battle. And then basically Frozen Hunter is fitting in perfectly with the sentry, because even though it's like a futuristic looking, it still looks like a knight outfit almost. So their battle commences. They're fighting back and forth and back and forth. And as they're fighting, the Blue Knight sword drops to the ground, so obviously he has to pick up another one. But what he did pick up was the underwater treasure sword. Oh, I forgot to mention this. The reason why Steam Dragon wants the underwater treasure sword, which he didn't tell Frozen Hunter, is because it's actually a relic from the past that has mystical powers. So that's why he wants it. A lot of the olden relics aren't too rare, or aren't that rare, and they aren't the greatest. But the underwater treasure sword is actually very powerful, and it has a lot of different hidden abilities, which Steam Dragon knows about, but he doesn't want to tell it to Frozen Hunter, the bounty hunters that he's sent after it. So that's why it's basically magical, an underwater treasure sword. So Blue Knight picks it up, gets equipped with it. Get equipped. It's like I'm tying it into a Dimension Battles game. Blue Knight gets equipped with the underwater treasure sword, and all of a sudden, his gray armor starts glowing out from the two dark gray protrusions. That's glowing purple. Blue spikes shoot out, or light blue, and then blue spikes shoot out from his shoulders, his elbows, his knees, and also his all armor gets a general blue glow to it. And that's how the Blue Knight was born. And also his helmet got a cool little feature there. Originally, I wasn't going to draw this little part above hanging over, but then I thought it might be fun to draw that, so I ended up creating this cool visor thing. So maybe we could say that the visor got added once he got the cool abilities. So he gains the crazy power of this ability, so Frozen Hunter can't hold back anymore, because now Blue Knight has like blue energy circling through every blast, blasting Frozen Hunter back. So she uses her ice powers and grabs her ice sword, which she hasn't been using that much because the ice powers, because, you know, it's obviously they're in the past. She doesn't want to change anything in the past, but obviously, you know, they don't want to, Frozen Hunter doesn't want to die, so she uses her ice sword to stab Blue Knight back, and the fight commences. Frozen Hunter ends up winning, but Blue Knight is blasted backwards and drops the sword on the ground. Frozen Hunter tries to pick it up, but she no longer can. What happened was it has bonded to Blue Knight. The underwater treasure sword is a relic that adapts and binds to whoever the user is holding on to it, and it gives them specific powers based on what they want the most. So she could no longer hold it anymore, as it has bonded to the Blue Knight. So disappointed by this, she no longer saw any point in going on this adventure, so Frozen Hunter returned back to her home. But she soon realized that the money she spent in order to time travel all went to waste, and Steam Hunter wasn't going to give her anything. So that's why there's only one thing she knew that she had to do, and that was, there we go, epic cliffhanger. So I am still writing the Dimension Battles lore, so I don't really have an answer for the story of Frozen Hunter and what's going to happen next with her. So if you guys do have any suggestions for the rest of the lore, make sure to comment down lore suggestions. That would be pretty fun for what you guys think will happen next. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this lore video, it's really fun making them. I'll probably make a part 2 if I remember. But yeah, a lot of you guys really wanted to see lore, so I thought, of course, I'll definitely make a lore video. And yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Bye, guys.